How we all getting along today? Well, here we are for the second installment of the 12-inch rock saw. This turned out to be quite the project. I knew I was getting in over my head. I've never actually even seen one of these things. So this is just kind of building on how I think it should work. And I think it will. It may not be as fancy and as nice as some of the store-bought ones, but it'll cut a rock anyway. So when last seen, I had the frame and everything mocked up. Since then, I've got it all welded together and actually have it in the cut-off fuel tank. Got my arbor mounted in, extended the drive out through the side, just used a round shaft coupler, set screws, 5/8 bolt out through the side, which eventually I'll cut that off to length. Got me a 4-bolt flange bearing, 5/8 bore. That'll be the drive for the saw. I've already got the motor. I'll just reuse the motor off of the table saw. Been concentrating on the carriage. First part of the carriage was pretty easy. Got the table here. Got where it'll move in and out toward the blade for your thickness. I got a piece of 5/8 all thread doing that. I think I covered that in the last one. But what I've been working on now is how to feed the material into the blade. Came up with, I was trying to find a slow speed gear motor, and they're hard to come by that has any kind of a duty cycle to them. So the only thing I could think of that had a decent duty cycle was rotisserie, like for cooking your chickens on your grill. So the wife sent out the Hail Mary there on Facebook, and a friend of ours happened to have an old one laying on the shelf. Really slow RPM. I haven't clocked it yet to see. The only disadvantage I see to it is there is no reason or rhyme to which direction it's going to run when you start it up. It can run clockwise or counterclockwise, so I'll just have to watch that. Make sure it's always running the same direction. Looks like counterclockwise is what I'm going to want. Got a piece of 1/2-inch all thread, and for right now, it's just coarse thread rod. I think that's 16, half 16, or half 11, I can't remember. But I may end up having to go to fine thread to slow it down, but everything else will be the same if I do. Finally got my bearings in. Was looking for some 1/2-inch, but I found 5/8 faster, and that way it matches the one on the arbor for the blade. So I ordered those. Those were just like $5 a piece, so that ain't too bad. Took about 3 tries to get them, but I finally got them. For my adapter to the rotisserie motor, so what I did, I took a shaft coupler or bolt coupler. I chucked that up in the lathe and turned her down to 5/8. Didn't do a real fine job, but got her done anyway. So that let her thread onto the all thread. Then I wanted to adapt that over and to a 3/8 bolt. I wanted a 3/8 bolt to fit in there because I figured it'd be easy to flatten off the sides of the shaft. So what I did, I took a pipe nipple, turned that down in the lathe, smoothed it up, and then re-threaded that for bolt thread. And threaded that in there. It worked really good. Got that inside. Then I took a tap and tapped out the inside to 3/8 bolt. NPT, now it's pipe thread. So they had originally started as pipe thread, but just tapped her out to bolt thread, stuck me a bolt in there, put her down with blue Loctite, sealed her to the shaft with blue Loctite, cut it off, and then squared off the sides, and that'll fit directly into the drive on the rotisserie motor. I'm not going to solid mount the rotisserie motor. I have made just a bracket that goes over the outside that will just let it kind of float around, but yet will not let it rotate. And that way it can drive in and still have a little flexibility because it's got kind of a wobble in it, and I don't want to transfer that into my carriage. Coming along pretty good. I think the next step's going to be sealing all this up, so no oil gets out, and doing the final bolt together. Took a while to true the carriage to the blade. I took a lot of care there, just wanting to make sure that I get good square cuts, but it was nothing hard. Just took some time and tweaking and welding it up. Hey, I do have a little hack for you if you haven't already thought of it. I am constantly losing my tape measure, and it seems like, they're always laying around the shop. So I took this one and took the belt clip off of it and stuck a magnet on it. That works really good. That's why it's always just stuck to whatever I'm working on. Well, I'm going to get back to it, and you all have you a fine Saturday, and hopefully everything's going well for you. Catch you later. Like and subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up. Come on, makes me smile. Have a good one.